In a move that could reignite the flames of conflict, Hamas claims it has recovered all reachable bodies of Israeli hostages, leaving the fate of the remaining remains hanging in the balance as Israel threatens to resume its devastating assault on Gaza. But here's where it gets even more complicated. Hamas insists it needs specialized equipment to retrieve the rest, while Israel's patience wears thin, demanding strict adherence to the fragile ceasefire agreement brokered by former US President Donald Trump. And this is the part most people miss. The exchange of hostages and prisoners, though a significant step, is just the tip of the iceberg in a deal fraught with political landmines and humanitarian crises. As of late Wednesday, 2 additional bodies were handed over, bringing the total to 9 out of 28 known deceased hostages returned by Hamas. However, Israel disputed the identity of one of these remains, claiming it did not belong to a former hostage. Shortly after, the Ezzeddin al-Qassam Brigades, Hamas's military wing, declared on social media that they had fulfilled their commitment by releasing all living Israeli prisoners and accessible bodies. They emphasized that recovering the remaining corpses would require extensive efforts and special equipment, a task they are currently unable to undertake alone. Since Monday, under the ceasefire deal, 20 Israeli hostages have been freed in exchange for nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners, a swap that has brought temporary relief, but also heightened tensions. Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz, issued a stark warning. If Hamas fails to uphold its end of the bargain, Israel will resume fighting, aiming for Hamas's complete defeat and a reshaping of Gaza's reality. Trump, too, has thrown his weight behind this ultimatum, stating bluntly, Israel will return to those streets as soon as I say the word. But here's the controversial part. While the world watches this high-stakes negotiation, aid agencies and the United Nations are pleading for Israel to open more border crossings to allow thousands of trucks carrying humanitarian aid into Gaza. Tom Fletcher, the UN's senior relief coordinator, stressed that withholding aid from civilians is not a bargaining chip, it's a legal obligation. Yet Israel has repeatedly blocked aid, leading to accusations of using starvation as a weapon of war. A famine was declared in parts of Gaza in August, and hundreds of thousands still lack clean water, food, and medical supplies. Adding fuel to the fire, far-right Israeli Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir slammed the aid delivery as a disgrace, accusing Hamas of lying about the return of hostages' bodies. Meanwhile, the deal also mandates Israel to return the bodies of 360 Palestinians, many of which, according to doctors, show signs of torture and execution, blindfolds, cuffed hands, and bullet wounds to the head. Dr. Ahmed Al-Farah described the grim scene. Almost all of them had been executed. So, here's the burning question. Can this ceasefire hold, or will the disputes over bodies, aid, and disarmament push the region back into chaos? And what does this say about the broader conflict? Is there any room for compromise? Or are we doomed to repeat this cycle of violence? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's spark a conversation that could shed light on this complex, heartbreaking situation.